So today we're heading out to an estate sale that's supposedly selling one of the rarest Nintendo games out there, and I want to get my hands on it. But there's a little problem. You see, the sale actually started yesterday and I was unable to make it out there. Now normally I wouldn't go to the second day of a sale like this hoping to get such a rare item. However, yesterday I was talking to another reseller who did go to the sale that morning, and he was in the first group to go in, and he said nobody grabbed the game because it was priced up so high. So I thought maybe, just maybe, this thing will still be here on the second day. So I got up early, I'm out here, I'm going to try and get my hands on this thing, and it should be 50% off today. The only thing we can do now is wait and see.
Hi everybody.
Hey, good to see you again.
Welcome, welcome.
The Women's Day.
Happy what day?
Women's Day.
Women's
It's
Day,
8
yeah.
March.
Oh, right, I'm taking the day off.
So yeah, just open the door.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys just take what you want. We're good.
50% for the women.
50%, yes.
75.
And just because I believe in equal rights, 50% for the men too. Let's go. You guys got
That's right here.
a list, sweet. Okay, Benji.
Yep.
Jeff C.
What's up, bro?
Jeff C. Yeah. C. Louis C.
All right, you're still here.
Drew. Larry.
600 on Athletic World, 500 on Fun Family Fitness set. Be 550 today, right?
Yeah, everything's half off.
Cool, 550. Got 15 on Double Dribble, 15 on Track. I'll pass on those. Definitely grabbing these guys. You don't mind if I open these, make sure it's all in there real fast, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, power pad.
Hold area. Do you want a basket?
Power pad is in there.
Okay.
Good.
Here you go.
And then the GRAIL right here. Gotta be careful. Now normally right about now I would pop up comps so you guys can see what items are actually worth, but for this one I want to wait till the end of the video so I can really talk about this thing. It's a very special piece and I want you guys to understand why it's worth so much. And manual. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for these and then I'll
Okay.
come back in.
Okay.
Another one of your sales I find something really good at.
You know what? I get a lot of calls. I don't take a lot of sales. Something has to speak to me in
Yeah.
a sale. You know, it doesn't always have to be high end, but it just has to be.
Something that stands
Something
out a
that-
little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Okay, you are all set. You're gonna take them out?
Yeah, and then
Yep,
I'm just
gotcha.
gonna come right back in.
Yep, yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep, for sure. I smell yeah.
Alright, a little bit pricey like we expected, but man, for that rare of a game, I will happily pay that. That box alone is in great condition, and that box alone is worth what we paid. That's wild. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. For now, I'm gonna walk back in there, see if I can't find something else real quick. Okay, never mind. I didn't find anything else in that sale that I wanted to grab. So that was a really short estate sale clip there, but I mean, for what we got, I am definitely still keeping it in the video because I want to share that with you guys. I'll talk more about that find when I get home, but for now, I figured might as well go around, see if there's any other sales in the area, maybe hit a thrift store or something. I don't know. We'll see where the video takes us. Okay, just pulled up at the second estate sale here. Looks like there's a lot of people at this one. Also, I'm on my phone for this one. I kind of forgot to turn off the GoPro after that last sale, so it's out of battery and it's in the car charging. Hopefully the phone does all right. Oh, this is a cute little house right here. Looks like it's one of those ones with a weird layout though. Now, the people running the sale did end up putting on some pretty loud music, so I'm going to do a voiceover for this part, but I did find some good stuff inside this house. Like over here on this bookcase, you can see I found this basket full of camera pieces and parts, and there ended up being some name brand stuff, like from Nikon and Tiffin. There were a bunch of lens hoods and filters and aperture rings. I ended up buying about 15 pieces out of this basket. And after I finished up there, I moved next door to this table right here that had more camera accessories on it, and in particular, I ended up grabbing a bunch more cords and cables, a few chargers, some flashes, nothing really super crazy, just more fast-selling items that should fill out my store pretty good. And then from there, I ended up heading upstairs to the bedrooms, where I ended up finding this bookcase, and one of the books on it in particular ended up piquing my interest. This book is called The Color Bible. It's actually a pretty cool book. It basically shows you every single color imaginable in every hue value imaginable. Now, I couldn't find any exact comps for this thing, but from my time in college, I know that books like this and Pantone sheets and stuff like that can go for some crazy money, so I went ahead and took a chance on this thing. Okay, you guys probably just heard a voiceover because the music was pretty loud in there, but I got a box full of stuff and they charged me 25 bucks for everything. And here's what we got. You can see I got the color Bible down there. I just thought it was pretty cool. And then this whole box right here is just filled with a bunch of lens hoods and wires and stuff. Like one of these lens hoods is going to pay for the rest. And that's probably, I don't know, like 150 bucks in profit right there. And I know both of these stops so far have been pretty dang quick, but sometimes that's just how it goes. You don't pick up a ton of stuff all the time at these sales. Sometimes you just get one box full of stuff and it pays for everything else, but at least it's good stuff. And actually, now that I've kind of got my sourcing itch kind of scratched for the day, I think we'll go ahead and head home and I'll tell you more about that amazing score from this morning and why I'm so excited about it. But real quick, before I do that, I want to quickly thank eBay for sponsoring today's video. Ever since I started creating reselling content, one of the main questions I'm always getting is how exactly do you ship out the items that you sell? And the answer is pretty simple. I use eBay labels. Because not only does labels streamline the entire shipping process for us as sellers, but we can also rest assured knowing that we're getting the best rates for our packages as well because they offer discounts on all 3 of the major shipping services. And check out just how easy it is to use. All you have to do is select the item you want to ship, make sure that your package weight and dimensions are correct, select your shipping service, and then the last thing you have to do is simply purchase your label. It's literally that easy, and the best part is there is no additional charge for us sellers to use eBay labels. It's built straight into their website. Long gone are the days of us having to walk into the post office and weigh our package there or handwrite on our labels only to find out we're going to be overcharged for shipping. Instead, we can just do everything ourselves straight from our computers, and it's going to cost us less, and I like saving money. So just know, this St. Patrick's Day, whether you're shipping out a pot of gold or a 4-leaf clover, eBay Labels has you covered. Thank you again to eBay for sponsoring this video. Now, let's hop back into it. All right, guys, we're back home now, and we have to go through today's crazy pickups. I mean, these things are absolutely insane. Even if you're not into video games, these should blow your mind. And obviously I'm talking about these 2 pickups right here that I paid a total of $550 for. Now, I know I'm hyping this up pretty hardcore right now, but trust me when I say it deserves it, because in the entire time that I've been collecting and reselling, which is a long time, I mean, collecting is how I got into reselling, I have never had these games pass through my hands before. So, why is it so rare? Well, like most games, the Family Fun Fitness suite of games would start out as a Japan exclusive release, and then eventually it would make its way over here to the US. The games were originally created by Bandai, and then when they finally made it over here to the US, this was the version that was released. Now, they were only on store shelves for about a month before Nintendo would buy the rights to Family Fun Fitness, and then this pad would eventually turn into the Nintendo Power Pad that we know today. So obviously, with this thing only being on store shelves for about a month, that makes it pretty rare in on its own. But on top of that, it also wasn't that well received because there was only one game that came out with it on release that you could use the pad to play. And that game was Athletic World. Which obviously means that Athletic World was also pulled from store shelves after about a month because, again, Nintendo bought the rights to Family Fun Fitness, so they needed to rebrand this game. Now, there was also one more game that did end up getting released for the Family Fun Fitness pad before all of these store pulls happened, and that game is quite literally the holy grail of the Nintendo collecting world, and that game is Stadium Events. Now, I don't have a copy of this game to show to you guys because it costs like $20,000 for a loose cartridge nowadays, and if you want a box version of that, I mean, you're talking probably $50K plus. Essentially, what I'm trying to get at here is that Athletic World is the spiritual big brother to Stadium Events. Now, all 3 of these things would end up being rebranded a little bit, so the Family Fun Fitness Pad would get a redesign and be re-released as the Nintendo Power Pad, Stadium Events would become Track and Field, and Athletic World would actually stay Athletic World. The only difference was that they would change the box art, which is why this specific box is worth a ton of money and is incredibly rare. Okay, now that I've got the history out of the way, what I'm sure most of you guys are wondering about now is, what are these things actually worth? And let me be clear here real fast, I don't know if I'm actually going to sell these or not. They may stay in my personal collection because I don't know if I'll ever get my hands on them again, but it's kind of hard to tell the value of this stuff because condition's going to matter, the completeness is going to matter, it depends on who's looking for it at the time. This stuff is very rare, so it's going to be a very niche item to sell to a collector, but it's still worth some crazy money.
So from what I can tell, there haven't been any sales of this version of Athletic World in the last 6 months, at least not that I could find. And then there is only one currently listed on the market from what I could find, and that one's priced at like $2,850. However, in my opinion, that number is a bit high. From what I remember historically, it doesn't typically sell around that point, but again, this is the only one that is available on the market right now, so they can ask a higher price. If I had to take an educated guess on it based on what I've seen in the past, I would probably put the value more around the $1,000 to $1,500 mark, but again, there aren't any sold comps to go on in the last 6 months, and the only one that is up right now is for $2,850. And then for the pad right here, again, it's going to be hard to price. There haven't been any sales in the last 6 months, and there's actually none currently listed for this version, the first US release. You can see this is the official Bandai one. There are a couple international versions currently available that are up for $500-600. So if I had to take an educated guess, I would say this one's probably worth $800 to $1,000-ish, in that range somewhere. Now, I do want to mention I was able to find one more sold comp of this guy selling, and it was listed alongside an international version of the Family Fun Fitness Pad, and that ended up selling for $1,600. So I think it's safe to say if I listed mine together, I would probably get at least that, if not more, because mine are the first official releases of the versions here in the US. But I don't know for sure. Like I said, this is a very speculative market. Whenever you're dealing with something this rare and that doesn't come up for sale very often, it's basically going to be worth whatever a collector is willing to pay. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much and you guys enjoyed that little history lesson behind this stuff. I'm a video game geek at heart. You know, it's something I collect, so this is something that I like to share. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go down below, smash that like button for me, and if you're not yet, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next one. Till next time, keep on treasure hunting. Peace.